Hi there, my name is Grace Gasson, and today I am going to be discussing adverse childhood experience and how it can affect our future as adults. So in my introductory slide, a fact about this is adverse childhood experience are categorized in three groups: abuse, neglect, and household challenges. During the speech, listeners are going to learn childhood trauma and how it can affect individuals' futures, leading up to learned helplessness and mental illness, then during impact of trauma on communities influenced by colonial legacies like residential schools, emphasizing the need for cultural sensitive healing approaches. Adverse childhood experience can pose a significant public health threat, particularly for communities of color, necessitating a shift towards addressing systemic factors alongside individuals' interventions. So to kind of elaborate on these ideas, research shows that adverse child experience can cast a long shadow over our lives, leaving lasting imprints on our mental and physical health. For abuse and neglect, household dysfunction, trauma endured in childhood can echo throughout our existence, affecting our relationship behaviors and overall well-being. Within communities, historical trauma compound effects of ACEs, highlighting the urgent need for culture, sensitive intervention, and support systems. The generational trauma resulting from colonization and forced assimilation policies continue to reverberate through these communities, perpetuating cycles of adversity and resilience. It is within context that we must understand the gravity of childhood trauma and the imperative of addressing its true root causes. For the calm and forecasting slide, my topic is childhood experience determine who we are as adults. Key points being made is childhood trauma, especially among different communities in Canada, have lasting effects on mental and physical health, with limited research hindering affecting interventions. Learned helplessness, first identified by Martin Seligman, is prevalent among individuals with adverse childhood experience, contributing to negative health behaviors in adulthood. Community support and personal experiences, particularly with different communities, yet systemic issues within legal and justice system also contribute to trauma and need addressing. So now I am going to kind of explain more on the learned helplessness and the psychological conditions. So stemming from repeated exposure to adversity further exacerbates the challenges faced by survivors of childhood trauma. The sense of powerlessness and lack of control over one's environment can lead to negative and health outcomes and malate the coping mechanisms. Between ACEs and learned helplessness is undeniable, underscoring the urgent need for trauma-informed interventions and support network. And amidst these adversities, there is hope. Community support and personal connections play a pivotal role in healing and resilience building, especially within communities with traditional healing methods profound significance. The strength of community bonds and cultural identity serves as the beacon of hope in the face of adversity, offering pathways to healing and restoration. So now onto my body slide. Points made as childhood traumas among indigenous communities has lasting health effects. Limited research on ACEs in these communities hinders interventions. Community support is crucial in addressing ACEs, especially among these communities. Systemic issues in legal systems also contribute to these traumas. Critics argue against overly focusing on systemic issues, which could detract from immediate need like access to mental health services. So trying to kind of go over this slide a little bit more. So addressing childhood trauma requires more than individual and community interventions. It demands systemic change. Our legal and justice systems too often contribute to trauma, must be reformed to prioritize healing, must be accountably over punishment. The overrepresentation of these people in the criminal justice system is a stark reminder of the system injustice that perpetuates cycles of trauma. It is imperative that we advocate for policies that support individuals and communities affected by ACEs while driving campaign to reduce stigma and promote understanding. Alright, on to my conclusion. The topic of revision is childhood trauma profoundly shapes our future, especially within different communities affected by historical traumas. Key points: we emphasize the lasting impacts of ACEs on mental health and the importance of community support. So I'm kind of going to describe Dr. Robert Bloch's warning, and he makes a quote stating ACEs are a significant public health threat. So I'm kind of going to elaborate more on it. So Dr. Robert Bloch's warning about ACEs is being significant. Health threat serves a reminder of the urgency of our mission. The time to act is now, so let's stand together, united. Commitment to create a more supportive society for all where the echoes of child trauma are replaced with the melodies of healing and hope. So my final is let's prioritize policies and intervention that support those affected by ACEs. Join awareness campaigns and support trauma-informed care organizations. Thank you for listening today, and together let's create a more supportive society for everyone. For my works cited page, I did Meek Mill's Trauma, Brutal Policing as an Adverse Childhood Experience. Do positive childhood and adult experience counter the effects of adverse childhood experience on learned helplessness? Overcoming adverse childhood experience through writing, authenticography. And then my last one is adverse childhood experience and health histories among clients. So if you have any more questions about these certain topics and you want to kind of get more explanation and deeper concept around it, you can go to these articles and they will explain way more than what I did because I just gave the basics of it. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I really hope you learned something new today. Thank you.